Thanks for joining us today on the Nurturist Pod, where we help nurture your path and unleash your passions. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Nurturist Pod. We got a very special guest with us this week. We got Ryan, the founder of the Growth Center. How you doing, man?
Going on, man? Thanks for having me on. Great to be here.
Yeah, man. No, I couldn't pass up on the opportunity. I actually had someone send me your tweet, and then I came across it myself, just having you mention that you wanted to get on a podcast, chat about your experiences and stuff. So super happy that we could connect, man.
Sure.
How are things going?
Things are going well. It's been a long journey since we first talked a while back. Definitely been a really long journey since then. We signed a couple new clients this month. Just been trying to grow the business as much as possible, learn about business as much as possible. That's really been my goal with this entire thing, is just enjoy the journey of it, and the results will come as I continue my journey.
For sure. No, dude, that is the one thing that I wanted to mention. I think when we first talked, I don't even think you had over 1,000 followers, did you?
If I did, it was like 1,500.
Bro, it was like, no, I remember our first conversation. I was like, what time did you hop back on Twitter?
I got on Twitter like in July or August of last year.
Okay.
I've been doing it for about 6-7 months now.
Nice.
But yeah, this was definitely early on. I think it was in like October, maybe.
Yeah.
So that super early on. I didn't understand any of the stuff I understand now. But I was just hustling, trying to make something of it.
No, dude, it's freaking amazing. It's crazy because, I remember that first conversation. I felt like you were just getting going with things with the Growth Center and fleshing out a lot of those details. And dude, just to see your growth over the course of the last couple of months is absolutely insane. What do you have? You up to 13K now? I think I was checking a second ago.
And 13,000 on Twitter, 1,500 on the newsletter, and then also drawing a Telegram channel as well. So those are three main points to my audience right now before I expand to other platforms. But I'm just kind of keep it simple with that. But yeah, it's definitely been a great journey from there, where I was, and to where I am now. Definitely been a lot of ups and downs, a lot of bumps in the road, but that's a part of it.
That's the only way to learn, right? Is going through it and just trying to figure it out. No, that's super cool, man. So I guess taking it back, you hopped on Twitter in July. Did you start your offer then, or were you just on there messing around, checking out content?
Yeah,
when did you decide, or what made you make the decision to hop in and build your own business?
It's actually a funny story. So I got on in July and I was just posting random stuff, like more self-development content, because I didn't really know what to post. But at the time I was like, okay, like I'm into lifting weights. I'm into practicing mindfulness, stuff like that. I didn't know what I was doing. So I was just posting about that, trying to grow a following for whatever reason. But I was most intrigued by just how much information was on Twitter. I was like, wow, there's a lot of information. And that was before I even discovered like money Twitter, or like the people posting about business on Twitter. This was even before that. I was just amazed with how much content I could consume and how valuable it was. So I was like, okay, I want to be a creator instead of a consumer, because I want to be a leader. I think that's just more in my personality. So I was like, okay, I'm going to start creating content. So I just started posting. For the longest time, I didn't understand business. I didn't understand any of it. So I hadn't made any money from it. And I was really just growing the audience. I had 1,000 followers, 1,500 followers. And the funny part is I met a friend here in college, actually. I met a friend who was on Twitter as well, and he has an agency now. And at the time, he had an agency that was doing like pretty good numbers. I think he was making like 6,000 per month or something. I was like completely blown away. I was like, dude, how are you doing? And I was talking to him. I was like, you're not running it like a business at all. You're just posting random stuff. You're not running your social medias like a business. You're not you're not trying to find clients. So I'm like, okay. And I need to switch things up a little bit. So then at that point in time, I started switching things up, and I started learning about, okay, how can I create an offer? Didn't know any of those terms, but just learned it along the way. And then eventually just started doing outreach and trying to reach out to people and hustle a little bit. So that's the story of that.
No, I freaking love it. So I chatted with Max London of Contact Bird a couple weeks ago, had him on the podcast. And it's almost the exact same conversation, dude. Like we both went, at least for me, when I hopped on Twitter, I had no idea the potential of different people that you would meet and the type of value and content that's posted on there constantly. And the type of network that you can build through Twitter
Right.
specifically is unmatched. There is nowhere else where you can do that. The type of people that I've met over the course of the last 4 or 5 months, I hopped back on and yeah, I think it was late October, early November. And just since then, dude, like it is insane. And it's so fun because
It
I
is
don't know.
It's all
I
just a fun game.
it
That's how
is.
I look at it. And
Right.
yeah, it's great being surrounded by people who are also ambitious because, especially for people who are ambitious, want to achieve a lot in life, want to really live life to the fullest, finding those people in real life sometimes can be difficult depending on where you're at. But especially if you're at your job or maybe you're at school or whatever, it's hard to find those people. So having that community on Twitter is definitely really nice. I think that's just been a good outlet for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And realizing that, okay, there's other people that think the same as me and I can go pursue my business ambitions. Like I don't need to be scared as much. There's other people who have done exactly what I'm about to embark on. So that's
Yeah.
definitely a reassuring feeling.
For sure. That actually is what I was going to hit on as well. Is just, I feel, yeah, your typical day to day, like your friends and family, the group of people that you know inside your circle, like you feel like an outcast in a sense because no
Yeah.
one else really thinks the way you do. And you're like, dude,
Yeah.
there's got to be other people out there. And still running into this whole money Twitter scene, it's been incredible. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
So, dude, you are currently in college. How many credits are you taking?
I'm taking 14 and a half right now.
Okay.
Pretty
You gotta,
standard college
yeah.
classes. But
And
yeah, it's definitely been very difficult to balance all of it.
I can
And
imagine.
I'm lacking I'm imbalanced right now, but again, that's like how things are going to be. Sometimes you just have periods of life where you're just a little bit unbalanced with everything. So I'm trying to balance running the business, like managing my client account, managing my account, and then as well doing my schoolwork, hanging out with people, like being a
Yeah.
college kid. But it's been really fun. I just run around every day, just trying to hustle a little bit and have
Yeah.
fun. It's been fun.
That's amazing. And how far are you into college? What's
I'm only a freshman,
You're
so
freshman.
I'm
Okay.
very early on in it. We'll
Yeah.
see how things pan out with
Yeah.
everything, just because 3 more years, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well,
No, I totally get you, dude. I completed one semester. It was my freshman year. Completed that first semester, dude, and then ended up it was COVID. So I got sent
right.
home because of COVID. And then from there, I started working a full-time job. And with that, making pretty decent money. And I actually just started dating my now wife.
Wow.
And
Congrats.
thanks, man. It was just like a crazy busy time. So I ended up dropping out. And then I ended up going and doing like summer sales it was a couple summers ago and just led me into the sales world. And now do tech sales at a tech company here. But yeah, dude, I definitely think college, it can be super beneficial. Don't get me wrong. I think it's great. And I think it definitely gives a lot of people good direction on where they want to go with their lives. And obviously, if you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a lawyer. There's certain things that you definitely do
Right.
need to go to college for. But honestly, doing what you're doing right now with your business, I feel is the best way to learn things, like going through those different experiences. Like hands down, you're going to learn 10 times more doing what you're doing right now with a business than you are in any of your classes.
And that's just the reality of it. And I've learned so much about business just by running my own business, and just even at the smallest level, because right now, compared to where we're all going to be in life in 5 years from now, you're just going to be doing way bigger things. The scope of your problems expand. You always are going to have problems, but they're just going to be way bigger. More people are relying on you, et cetera. But at the micro level, just learning about managing clients, doing outreach, generating leads, the sales process, all the simplest foundations of business, like learning those instead of just reading it out of a book, it makes it learn so much more that way. And that's how I learn things, is by doing them. So it's been hard for me to come back and have to just sit down and read the book for 2 hours because like I'm getting the business experience by just running my own business. So I definitely agree with that. I'm not like, even though I'm running my own business and trying to do my own thing in life, because that's my goal, is I just want to do my own thing, have my own companies, have all that, and be the leader of that.
Right.
Even though I want to do that, I'll never sit here and say, oh, like college is a scam, all this stuff, because like for some people, that's their reality. And that's how it's going to be for some people. And there's nothing wrong with that. So that's what I've matured into a little bit, because at first I think you're like, oh, like college is a joke, all this stuff. And I don't think you need college. You don't need college to be successful at all. You need yourself. All that matters. But for some people, that's just the only way they know. And that's how it is.
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't know. I chat with friends about it. I chat with
Yep.
a lot of
Yeah,
different
me
people
too.
about this whole different take on college
Right.
itself.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, I feel like, yeah, I couldn't agree more with what you said. Like, there's definitely people that don't know any better and that's just what they do and they end up being super successful. And then there's people who, yeah, they drop out or they don't even make it to college. They
Right.
end up being super successful. So I think you said it super well. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, it's all about you and
And
how you're able to take on those new situations and go about your business. So
I've never once been asked what my college degree is. I bet you've never once been asked what your college degree is. All people care about is, can you solve my problem? Can
yeah,
you can you deliver on what you promise?
yeah,
That's nothing else matters. What all these prestiges and whatnot. I think like it just matters more about who you are as a person, what your skills you have, how competent you are. That goes a longer way, and how well you can communicate as well. A
absolutely.
longer way than how many things you have on your resume and how much you buff up everything to look good.
You're for dude. Yeah, that's awesome. Alrighty, dude. The main purpose of this podcast, just to dive into it, is I want to be able to help kids who are coming out of high school make that next decision in life, whether it is college or going the sales route or starting your own business, whatever it may be. So I know I've sent you a couple questions and just wanted to dive into those a bit more. So in high school, you were a jock, more of a jock than you were a nerd, but still a little bit
Right.
nerdy. Is that right?
Yeah, I'd say that's right. I
Okay.
played on the football team.
Nice.
I was a captain of my football team the senior year, but still, I just wasn't like, I never was like the jock or like the guy around campus.
Yeah.
Because I guess the way that I was thinking then, I just didn't feel as confident as who in I was back then. And that's just what it was. And I also had pretty good grades. So that's why I say I had that little aspect of nerd to me as well, because I worked for school and wanted to get good grades in school. And I always had pretty good grades. So I would say that's why I put in the middle there.
Yeah.
Because I think I had a little bit of an element of both.
Gotcha, man. No, that's cool. What position did you play?
Played safety my senior year and I played
Okay. Nice, man. No, that's tough. And you're captain of the team, dude. Oh my gosh, dude. I loved high school. I really did. Like it was such a fun time.
Yep.
And so just, yeah, looking back on that, I feel like I know you mentioned that towards the end of your senior year, you had that change of mindset, matured a little bit. And I think, I don't know, dude, it's a weird time. And like, honestly, that's the reason that I want to put this content out there. Cause I feel like, dude, as you're approaching the end of your senior year and you're trying to make these big life decisions, what you want to do after, it's definitely tough, dude. Feel like you know it all. And then you get in the real world and you're like, oh shit, maybe I don't know as much as I thought I did. Right?
Oh, true. I thought I knew it all this summer when I was just chilling around the house, reading books, just hanging out. Thought I had the world by the grip, but I really didn't. And when I got to college, it was pretty humbling because I was like, there's a lot of people doing a lot of great things in life. I have to now make something of myself and build myself up from nothing, because it's great. You're with your parents for the first 18 years of your life and you build a great foundation, but especially as a man, you have to just build yourself up.
Yeah.
Where you're at. So that's what I've been working on now. And it's a fun journey. So.
100%, dude. So I know that you mentioned that you had this like moment that you woke up. What was it for you? Was there anything specifically that triggered that for you?
That's a great question. And it's funny that we're talking about this now because it really was a moment where I just woke up over the course of 3 months. So it was about January to March and April-ish of 2022, which was towards the last semester of my senior year. I just started realizing like that who I was it didn't align with who I wanted to be, I think, as a person. And I didn't feel very comfortable in my own skin. I definitely had some things that it just made me feel insecure. Just other things like that. I felt like I think I can be better. I want to impact people in a positive way. And really, then I started reading some books. I started opening my mind up a little bit. And I was like, there's different ways to go about doing life. I want to make a positive impact on everyone. I want to be a leader in life. I don't want to feel like I'm a follower, like second to anyone. I feel like I just want to be a leader and make a positive impact and leave a good legacy on the world. So I just started aligning things with that, towards that instead. But I read one book in particular called The Power of Now. I don't know if you've heard of that book.
I haven't read it.
Is that book like quite literally woke me up because it's all about raising your consciousness and like understanding the being in the present moment. It's a little bit about mindfulness, but just overall about life. It's just about waking up to the fact that we're all connected. It's all just that you need to act through love instead of through hate. There's so much to be positive about. So the concept that just made me wake up a little bit because after reading that book, like my entire perspective on life changed.
Dude,
So I refer back to that book because it literally changed the way I view life.
gotcha. Did you read that? Was that senior year you were reading that book? Gotcha. No, dude,
I read, yeah, for whatever
the
reason.
first book you read.
Like the
No
first
way.
book I read in like from cover to cover in like a while. Cool, you're not really reading. Like you're just,
No, you get assigned your books to read. No one reads them. No,
so
dude, that's
that was the
cool.
first book I read cover to cover, and I was like, I don't even know what prompted me to get the book. For whatever reason, I just went to the bookstore out of nowhere and just just got the book, got a couple other books, and just started reading it. And I was like, this is crazy.
No way, dude. It was all just, it was meant to be. The book was placed right in your hands at the right time and had that huge impact on you,
Literally,
man. I think that's awesome. I try to think back to my high school, dude, because I can't like specifically like one moment or a book that I
right?
read or an experience that was like, okay, no, I need to do X, Y, Z. I want to have a positive impact. But no, dude, I feel like that's so important. Whether you have some kind of like pivotal moment in your life, or if it's just like going through your daily actions and you're like,
Yep,
no, dude, I'm sick of this. I want to make a change. I want to make a
exactly.
difference.
Yep,
It's huge. And the fact that you came to that realization at such a young age, I think is amazing because yeah, obviously you've been able to do what you've done and you're only going to grow and scale from here. Right. Cause I don't feel like a lot of times, like kids out of high school, they don't have that mindset a lot
no,
of times
yep,
and just looking forward to college to go party and hang out with friends and mess around and just like
yep.
be free and do whatever they want. But dude, I feel like definitely the earlier you're able to realize that maybe that's not the best route to take. Like I definitely could be using this time a lot better. And especially where we are so young, we can try so many different things and fail so many times. And we're still going to be 10 times ahead of the dude who's 45 years old, who's never tried anything. And like,
Exactly.
I don't know. I just,
Yeah, and that's the whole point is I want to be able to return to that, to being, you don't want to just become in my opinion, you don't want to just become an adult who's just focused on only paying the bills, only being an adult, being so stern all the time.
yeah,
Like, you want to have that fun energy. You want to be exciting. You want to take adventures in life. And that's what I want to set myself up for right now. That's why I'm doing the things that I'm doing right now. So I can set myself up for that fun and those adventures later in life. So it's not just I go to high school, then I go to college for 4 years, and then it's all downhill from there. That's my theory of it because I want to be having fun and exploring the world for what it is and living life for what it should be, in my opinion. So that's why I'm trying to set myself up now by taking some of these sacrifices. And it's definitely not easy when you see everyone all the time just partying it up and having fun and all that. And I definitely have my fair share of fun as well. But definitely there's a lot of sacrifices when you're putting more responsibility on your plate.
100%, which
Solid.
no, dude, I think it's great that, yeah, that you've been able to do what you've done. I think it's awesome. And I know that you're going to have a ton of success moving forward as well. But yeah, dude, I know did just have one last question, I guess. At the end, you said, stop caring what other people think of you and live your life for yourself and it makes everything else easier. I love that. I think that's great because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what everyone else is saying about you. You hit that right on the head. Like, I think for me as well, like playing sports in high school, you have this persona and it makes you put up like these walls with
Yeah.
everyone else.
Yeah.
And so it's intimidating to take those walls down and be who like you really want to be or what you're really passionate. And no, I couldn't agree more. And I just wanted to see like what else you had to say about that.
Yeah. I just think ever since I've started to realize that people only care about themselves, like at the end of the day, and that's the reality of it, everyone's going to do things for their own selfish reasons. And that's just the reality of it, whether it's selfish or not. That's just the reality of it. So instead of trying to win over other people's heads, just live in alignment with what you want to do in life. And things become easier because you're just living for yourself and you're helping the people around you, of course, but you're not worrying about what the other people who are caring about you think. Because at the end of the day, the reason they're worrying about you or they're judging you or caring about you is because of their own selfish reasons. and their own selfish reasons being they don't feel like they're enough, or their own problems and their own mental battles that they're facing, that they have to justify those thoughts or
Yeah.
those opinions about other people. That's usually the reason. So instead of caring about that, I just would rather just live my life for myself and help the people around me. And I don't really need to focus on. So that was like a big mental shift for me, because for the longest time, it was like, especially in high school, like trying to uphold like this, like being the cool guy and like trying to uphold this persona. It's like, I'm just going to be me. And like, it's always worked out better that way. Whenever I'm just being me, like people end up liking me way more anyways when I don't care.
100%. No, I couldn't agree more. I love that, dude. I think going back to what you're saying about being able to enjoy life, like, dude, that's what matters most. You got to be happy. You got to be able to enjoy those moments and experiences throughout your life, and doing something that enables you to do that, I think is so important. Whether, yeah, it's building your own business, like I was saying before. Yeah, finding that thing that you can run with and take to the moon and take out how you want, I think is so important. So, dude, so with that, the growth center, what are some of your like future plans moving forward? What are some things you're wanting to do with that?
So right now, I've really just been focusing on developing the skills for the business. So not only just Twitter ghostwriting, but really marketing, psychology, some of those skills in itself, like understanding the entire process of how to run a business, because I'm adding other elements to my services other than just, hey, I'm going to write tweets for you, because I want to try really bring a good return on investment for my clients. So I'm just focusing on that right now. And I definitely want to start hiring a writer or two, because I'm going to need a writer going forward. I'm just getting to the point where it's very busy and I'm very full. So I need another writer or two on my team. So I want to start building out my team and scaling things a little more, even if it means reinvesting back into the business with the profits. And I want to take that to the next level, because I want to have a team that's just going to be my team that's going to help people get the best results possible with their personal brands. So that's really the goal over the next couple months. That's what I want to work on, especially over summer as well, because I'll have more time that way. And then as well, to keep growing my personal brand, because in the future, that just brings so many opportunities, like coaching programs and other things like that, other ways to monetize and help people. So just continuing to do those things and really just trying to learn as much about business as possible, because I'm only 19. I don't really know that much right now. Yeah. So I have a long way to go. So learning as much as I can about business and being professional, and then applying that to what I'm doing along the way.
Dude, you're so humble. I love to hear that. I know you're 19, but did you really have what you've been able to do in the course of the last couple of months is what people like try to do a lot of times their whole life. So keep up the good work, man. I think it's awesome. I did also.
Oh, wait, what were you going to say?
No, I have you on LinkedIn as well. So I was just going to ask if you have planned on moving on to LinkedIn.
Yeah, I want to start posting way more on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I see you on LinkedIn. You're crushing it on there. I always see your posts when I log on. I don't log on very often, but I want to get on there because there's definitely good connections to LinkedIn. And I think, especially if I can just talk about my business or just talk about whatever, and being on LinkedIn a little bit, I think that would help. I think people would find that valuable. Definitely a different audience for sure.
So different. That's what I was going to say,
it's
dude.
Like, you don't have to, I could be wrong in this, but it's almost like you don't have to post as much nuance on LinkedIn. You can really post like a general, like, business platitude, and people would resonate with it. Like, it's not the same in that sense as some of the intricacies of Twitter, but I think it's a great platform. I want to get on there for sure.
Yep. No, it's like I said, different audience. It is a little bit older, a lot more professional, but there's huge potential there. There's so many business professional people on there that, yeah, definitely. I feel like a lot of the content that you do post on Twitter would perform super well on LinkedIn, but it's just a matter of formatting it different ways and cutting it all up. Yep, exactly.
Quick question for you.
Yeah.
What are you working on right now? I know you're always diving into side projects and all of that with, I know or your job, but what else are you working on? I know you had a startup that you were working on a little bit. How's that going?
Yeah, man. So I work full time I'm at this tech company doing textiles. And yeah, so the project that I originally came to you with, it died, dude, to be honest. I had a buddy I was working on it with. He had told me he was going to be doing XYZ. I didn't probably set the stage properly, didn't set proper expectations going into that. So over the holidays, we both were hanging out with family, doing different things, and we tried to pick things back up. And honestly, just don't have tons of time to allocate to
Right.
the project. And it was gonna, dude, we talked to tons of different agencies, different people, and it was gonna end up costing us an arm and a leg to build out the actual platform. And yeah,
Right.
that ended up dying. But yeah, currently I'm like going all in with my full-time job, but then also this project is something that I enjoy doing it. Like I enjoy connecting with people, having good conversations, and I want to build this long term. Just like being able to connect with people, help other people with this specifically. Yeah, I want to start chopping up different clips, posting them on Twitter, on TikTok, on YouTube, and just building a community that way. And then once I build something, then we can worry about monetizing it and trying to build something else as far as an additional revenue stream. But honestly, now I'm just like, I just want to connect with people. I want to have good conversations. I want to put valuable content out there to be able to help like younger kids out specifically to try
That's
and
awesome.
jumpstart their career.
Especially I like how you're targeting it towards people right out of high school, because I see so many kids like you talked about that you can't, it's hard to decide what you want to do in life right out of high school. And I think people are society throws everyone into college or to a specific path. It's like, you don't know, you have to explore a little bit. You don't know what you want or don't want.
Yeah,
That's hard
exactly.
for a lot of kids, because then they're stuck in doing something that they don't really enjoy or that someone told them to do because it's going to make them money or something. I think so. What you're doing is great. I think that's going to help a lot of people. And it's a good outlet for kids or for anyone who's watching this to just come on here and listen to what we're saying. So.
For sure, man. No, I appreciate you hopping on. Like, it's been super fun to watch you on your journey. I know you're not stopping here. You got a long ways to go.
Hey,
So, gonna keep rooting for you, man. But yeah, I think that's it for me. So, you have a good rest of your Saturday. I
Yeah, you
appreciate
too,
it.
man. Thank you for having me. It was
Of
awesome.
course. Yep.
Appreciate it.
See ya.
Cheers.
Thanks again for joining us today on the Nurturist Pod. Hopefully, you found some of this content insightful. If you did, make sure to follow, subscribe, and send it to one of your friends. We're also going to be posting this on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, wherever you get your podcasts, whether it's Spotify or Apple. We got you covered. And we're going to be building out our community in Discord. So make sure to join us there as well. Until next time, thanks.